Cleveland Indians baseball. Game 3 of a 3-game series with the Red Sox. The Indians are trying to avoid the sweep. Cleveland is off to a rocky start for the season. Starting off at 1-3, they're against the Boston Red Sox, who are 2-2. The starting lineup for the Red Sox will be Mike Andrews at second, George Scott at third, Reggie Smith in center field, Rico Petrocelli at short, Carl Yastrzemski in left, Tony Conigliaro in right, Ken Harrelson at first, Russ Gibson catching, and pitching is Ray Culp. For Cleveland in the field, Tony Horton at first, Zoilo Versalles at second, Larry Brown at short, Chuck Hinton at third, Jimmy Hall in left, Jose Cardinal in center, Russ Snyder in right, Duke Sims catching, and pitching is Louis Tiant. Tiant has made one start this year. He started on opening day against Detroit. He pitched 3 innings, gave up 7 hits, 2 home runs, walked 3, struck out 1. He's 0-1 with an 18.0 earned run average. Leading off is Mike Andrews. To pitch, grounds it into right field for a base hit. Batting second is George Scott. He's hitting .533, 1 home run, 4 runs batted in. Fouls it back, out of play, strike 1. The 0-1 count, fastball, ball 1. It's the 1-1 count, ball 2. Strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Outside, ball 3. Strike 3 called. Strikeout number 1 for Tiant. It's Reggie Smith. He's hitting .571, 1 home run, 2 runs batted in. Swing and a miss, strike 1. It's fly ball to right. Snyder's going back, and that is out of here. Home run number 2 for Reggie Smith. It went 360 feet, and the Red Sox take an early 2-0 lead. It's Rico Petrocelli. He's hitting .231, 1 home run, 4 runs batted in. 0-1 count. Hits the grounder to second. Versalles up with it. To first, 2 out. Here's Carl Yastrzemski. He's hitting .308, 1 home run, 3 runs batted in. It's a pop-up in foul ground. Sims is under it, and he puts it away. 3 outs. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, none left. Go to the bottom of the first. Boston 2, Cleveland coming to bat. It's Cleveland's starting lineup. We'll have Jose Cardinal in center. Russ Snyder at right. Tony Horton at first. Duke Sims in center. Chuck Hinton at third. Jimmy Hall in left. Larry Brown short. Zoilo Versalles at second. And Louis Tiant pitching. In the field, the Red Sox have Ken Harrelson at first. Mike Andrews at second. Rico Petrocelli at short. George Scott at third. Carl Yastrzemski in left, Reggie Smith in center, Tony Conigliaro in right, Russ Gibson catching, and on the mound is Ray Culp. Culp this year, he's had one start. He pitched 6 innings, gave up 6 hits, 1 home run, walked 3, struck out 5, has an ERA of 6.0, and like Tiant, he is 0-1. So Jose Cardinale, he's hitting .263, 1 home run, and 6 runs batted in. It's the 1-1 pitch. It's a grounder to short. Petrocelli up with it, over to first, 1 out. Here's Russ Snyder. He's hitting .200, no home runs, no runs batted in. It's a grounder to pitcher, Culp up with it. To first, 2 outs. Here's Tony Horton, sitting .438, 1 home run, 4 runs batted in. It's a base hit to right field. Single to right. Here's Duke Sims. He's making his first start of the year. He's 0-1. Made 1 pinch hitting appearance. Fastball inside, ball 1. It's a fastball. Sims fouls it back. It's a fastball, down and in, ball 2. It's a 2-1 count. Hits it up the middle. Petrocelli up with it. The first. Bang, bang play, and Sims is out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. After 1, Boston leads 2-0. It'll be Conigliaro, Harrelson, and Gibson for Boston in the second. 2-1 count. Conigliaro hits it to center field. Cardinale's under it. He dives and he makes a great catch. 1 out. It's Ken Harrelson. He's 0-4 this season, looking for his first hit. It's a 2-1 count. Grounds it to the pitcher. Tiant up with it. First, 2 outs. Russ Gibson, he's hitting .118. No home runs, no runs batted in. Strike 3. Second strikeout for Tiant. Nothing across for Boston. Middle of the second inning. Boston 2, Cleveland nothing. At the bottom of the second, Cleveland will have Chuck Hinton, Jimmy Hall, and Larry Brown. Hinton sitting .214, no home runs, 1 run batted in. It's the 1-2 pitch. Grounder to second. Andrews is up with it to first. 1 out. Jimmy Hall, the left fielder, he's 0-8 on the season. Is looking for his first hit. It's a fly ball to center. Smith is there. 2 outs. It's Larry Brown. He's hitting .214, 1 home run, 1 run batted in. The 0-2 count. Hits a grounder to third. Scott is up with it. To first. 3 up, 3 down. Nothing across for Cleveland. In the second, we played 2. Boston 2, Cleveland nothing. Boston 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors. They have no runners left on base. Cleveland, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and they've left 1. In the third, it'll be Ray Culp, Mike Andrews, and George Scott. Here's Culp. He is over 2 on the season. The 1-0 pitch. He grounds at the third. Hinton is up with it to Horton. 1 out. It's Mike Andrews. He's 1 for 1. Singled in the first. It's the 0-1 pitch. Pops it up on the infield. Versailles under it. And he puts it away. 2 outs. George Scott, he's 0 for 1. He struck out in the first. He's hitting .500 on the year, 1 home run, 4 runs batted in. He lines a base hit into center field. Reggie Smith, he's 1 for 1. He homered in the first. He's hitting .600, 2 home runs, 4 runs batted in. It's a curve, fouled back. Strike 1. The 0-1 pitch, outside, but just caught the corners. Strike 2. Outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 pitch, curve, high, ball 2. 2-2. Here's a fastball. Smith fouls it back. Count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Changeup, outside, ball 3. It's full count. It's a fly ball down the right field line. Snyder's after it, but it makes the seats. Full count, 2 outs. George Scott on first. Here's the pitch, a fastball. Smith pops it up. Foul ground on the first base side, but it makes the seats. Smith fouls that one back. Count remains full. He fouls this one back. Count remains full. Smith hits a fly ball to left field. Hall is there. 3 outs. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. 2.5 innings in. It's Boston 2, Cleveland nothing. Bottom of the third for Cleveland will have Zoilo Versailles, Louis Tiant, and Jose Cardinal. Versailles hitting .167, no home runs, no runs batted in. 2-1 count. He hits a grounder to second. Andrews is up with it. To first, 1 out. It's Louis Tiant. He's 0 for 1 on the season. Louis swings a decent bat for a pitcher. It's a fly ball to left. Yaz is there by the line. He dives. And he's got it. 2 outs. And Tiant is limping around the bag. They're coming out to check him out. He's in the dugout now. So Jose Cardinal. He's 0 for 1. He grounded it short in the first inning. It's a fly ball to right. Canigliero's under it. 3 outs. Nothing across for Cleveland in the third. Boston 2, Cleveland nothing. They let Tiant take a couple extra warm-up pitches, and he is staying in the game. The 4th inning, for Boston, it'll be Petrocelli, Yastrzemski, and Canigliero. Here's Petrocelli, he's 0 for 1. Ball 4, he walks. Carl Yastrzemski. Popped to the catcher in the first. He's 0 for 1. It's a fastball, high, ball 1. It's a curveball at the belt, strike 1. 1-1 pitch. Yeah, it swings up the middle. Versailles with it. To Brown for 1. To throw to first, not in time for the double play. Petrocelli took Brown out and he was late on the throw. So Yaz is on first with a fielder's choice. It's Tony Conigliaro. He fly deep to right center. He's hitting .538, no home runs. He's driven in 6. It's fly ball down the left field line, goes foul. Tony C's 24 years old and he has 131 home runs already in his career. He did not play at all in 1968. There's a changeup, ball 1. The fastball out in the inside corner, strike 2. Conigliaro fouls it back. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out, Yaz is on first. Outside, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Strike 3 on the outside corner. Strikeout number 3 for Tiant. Here's Ken Harrelson. He grounded the pitcher. He is 0 for 5 on the season, looking for his first hit. Foul tip, strike 1. Hits a little grounder to third, Hinton up with it to Horton. Not in time. Harrelson is safe. Harrelson gets a hit and runners are on first and second. Here's Russ Gibson hitting .111. No home runs, no runs batted in. He struck out in the second inning. Strike 1. Here's a fastball. High and away, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's a fastball. That was high and inside, ball 2. There's a change, low and inside, ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. It's fastball. Gibson hits a fly ball to the left. Hall is there. 3 outs. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. Go to the bottom of the 4th, and it's Boston 2, Cleveland nothing. For Cleveland, it'll be Russ Snyder, Tony Horton, and Duke Sims. Snyder hits a grounder to first. Culp over to cover the bag, 1 out. Tony Horton, sitting .471, 1 home run, 4 runs batted in. He singled to right in the first. He has Cleveland's only hit. Andrews bobbles it, but he keeps it in front of him and is able to get the out at first. 2 out. Here's Duke Sims. He is 0 for 2 on the season, looking for his first hit. It's a fly ball to right. Conigliaro's under it. 3 outs. Nothing across for Cleveland in the 4th. We played 4. Boston 2, Cleveland nothing. And let's look around the leagues. In Atlanta, the bottom of the 3rd, Braves lead the Reds 6-4. Gary Nolan facing Pat Jarvis. And Clete Boyer has his first home run. In Baltimore, in the bottom of the 3rd, the Orioles lead The Senators 8-2. Boog Powell's hit his third home run. That is Mike Cuellar versus Casey Cox. Pittsburgh at the top of the fifth. The Pirates lead the Phillies 2-1. It's Jim Bunning against Larry Jackson. Jay Stadium at the top of the third, or the top of the sixth rather. The Cardinals lead the Mets 1-0. Lou Brock has his third home run. That is Tom Seaver versus Nelson Briles. At Tiger Stadium in the top of the sixth, the Yankees lead the Tigers 2-0. That is Denny McLain versus Fritz Peterson. And at Wrigley Field in the top of the second, the Expos and Cubs are scoreless. That is Mudcat Grant for Montreal facing Joe Negro of the Cubs. In the top of the fifth, for the Red Sox, it'll be Ray Culp, Mike Andrews, and George Scott. Ray Culp, he is 0 for 3 on the season. The 0-2 pitch, strike 3, swing and a miss. Strikeout number 4 for Tiant. Mike Andrews, he's hitting .353, 1 home run, 5 runs batted in. He's 1 for 2 today. He led off the game with a single. It's a grounder to second. Versailles up with it to first. 2 out. It's George Scott. He's hitting .529, 1 home run, 4 runs batted in. He's off to a hot start. He had a terrible year last year, hitting .199, hit with only four home runs, and he struck out 123 times. And he's off to a hot start this year, though. He's 1 for 2. He struck out and he singled in the third. Strike 3. Strikeout number 5 for Tiant. Nothing across for Boston in the fifth. Go to the bottom of the fifth. Boston leads 2-0. For Cleveland in the fifth, it'll be Chuck Hinton, Jimmy Hall, and Larry Brown. Hitting 0 for 1 today. Strike 3. Culp gets the K. And Hinton, so he hurt his arm. He's staggering a little bit at the plate. Here comes Alvin Darkin, the trainer. They're walking him back to the dugout. He might be done for the day. Here's Jimmy Hall. He's 0 for 9 on the season. He's still looking for his first hit. He has scored 1 run. Ball 4. Hall takes first. Here's Larry Brown. He's 0 for 1. He's hitting .200, 1 home run, and 1 run batted in. Culp gets the sign. He looks in. Fastball. Hall takes off for second. The throw, and Andrews tags him. He's out. 2 outs. Brown hits a base hit to center field. That's the second hit of the game for Cleveland. Here's Zoilo Versailles. He's hitting .154, no home runs, no runs batted in. And he's grounded to second. Here's the pitch, curveball, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Another curve. Versailles lines it down to third base line, but it's foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's high. Ball 2. 2-1 count. Ball three. 3 balls and 1 strike. 2 outs, Larry Brown on first. There's a fastball. It's up the middle. Petrocelli with it. Petrocelli steps on second. And that's all for Cleveland in the fifth. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We played 5, Boston 2, Cleveland nothing. They've removed Hinton. And Vern Fuller will be going in to play third. In the 6th inning for Boston, it'll be Reggie Smith, Rico Petrocelli, and Carl Yastrzemski. 1-1 pitch. It's a grounder to first. Horton will take it himself. 1 out. It's Rico Petrocelli. He's 0 for 1 today. The 1-2 pitched. Fastball. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Strikeout number 6 for Tiant. Here's Yaz. He's 0 for 2. He popped to the catcher. Grounded into a fielder's choice. The 0-2 pitch, fastball. He lines one into left field. Base hit. Tony Conigliaro, he's 0 for 2. He has on first, 2 outs. Inside, ball 1. There's a changeup. Inside, hit the corner. 1-1. Fastball. That hit the inside portion of the plate. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. It's a fastball. Down the middle. Strike 3. Tiant gets strikeout number 7. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. After 5.5 innings, it is Boston 2, Cleveland nothing. Big hit of the game so far has been Reggie Smith's 2-run homer in the 1st inning. For Cleveland in the 6th, it'll be Tiant, Cardinal, and Snyder. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Tiant grounds to third. Scott up with it to first, 1 out. Jose Cardinal, he's 0 for 2 today. The 0-2 pitch to curve. Cardinal hits a grounder to short. Petrocelli up with it to first, 2 out. It's Russ Snyder, he's 0 for 2 today. Strike 3. Nothing across for Cleveland in the 6th. We played 6, and it is Boston 2, Cleveland nothing. Boston has 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors. They've left 4. Cleveland has no runs, 2 hits, no errors. They've left 2. It's a chilly day here in Cleveland. It's clear and the winds are picking up a little bit, blowing out the center field. In the 7th inning for Boston, it will be Harrelson, Gibson, and Culp. The 2-2 pitch, curveball, strike 3. Smith has to trap the ball, and he tags Harrelson for the out. 1 out, strikeout number 8 for Tiant. It's Russ Gibson, he's 0 for 2. The 2-2 pitch, a fastball. Gibson hits it to right field. Snyder make to the warning track, and he's got it, 2 outs. Ray Culp, he's 0 for 4 on the season. It's a 0-1 pitch. He hits a grounder to first. Horton's there. He picks it up and takes it himself. 3 outs. Nothing across for Boston in the 7th. Go to the bottom of the 7th. Boston 2, Cleveland nothing. Cleveland in the 7th, it'll be Horton, Sims, and Fuller. Here's Horton. He's 1 for 2 today. Single in the first. He has one of Cleveland's 2 hits. The 1-1 pitch. He hits a grounder to short. Petrocelli's there. To first, 1 out. Duke Sims, 0 for 2 on the day. He's 0 for 3 on the season, looking for his first hit. They're playing him the pull. 1-1 pitch. It's fly ball in the right field. That is out of here. It makes the right field seats. Home run for Duke Sims, his first hit of the year. He hit that one 426 feet. It cuts the Boston lead to 2-1. Here's Vern Fuller. He's 0 for 4 on the season. He's looking for his first hit as well. Pitch. He hits a base hit in the left center. Yastrzemski up for it. One out. Runner on first. Jimmy Hall. He's 0 for 9 on the season, looking for his first hit. This be a good spot for his first hit. Strike 1. Swing and a miss. Ball low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Inside, ball 2. To the plate, swing and a miss, strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Fouls it back. Hits a grounder to second. Andrews to Petrocelli at short. No, Petrocelli doesn't make a throw to first. 2 outs. Jimmy Hall on first. And here's Larry Brown. He's 1 for 2 today. He's singled in the 5th. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Outside. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's a hard grounder to short. Petrocelli up with it to second. And that'll end the inning. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. We played 7. Boston leads 2-1. In the 8th inning for Boston, it'll be Andrews, Scott, and Smith. There's a 1-2 pitch. Andrews hits a fly ball to center. Cardinal up with it. 1 out. George Scott, he's 1 for 3 today. Singled in the 3rd. 2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That's Tion's 9th strikeout of the game, and George Scott has struck out 3 times today. Dick Williams is probably having some unhappy words with George Scott. Here's Reggie Smith. He had a 2-run homer in the 1st. The 2-2 pitch, fouls it back. Hits a grounder up the middle. Brown is up with it, the 1st. 3 outs. Nothing across for Boston in the 8th inning. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Boston leads 2-1. It'll be Versailles. Probably a pinch hitter for Tion. And Jose Cardinal. Versailles 0 for 2. Ball 4. Versailles on first. Batting for Tiant will be Lee May. May is 0 for 1 on the young season. This is Lee May, the singer. Vicente Romo warming up in the bullpen. Ball 1 to May. It's 1-0 pitch is changeup. Ball 2. Culp looks in for the sign. Versailles goes. Gibson to Petrocelli. And Versailles in there. He stole second base. That's his first steal of the year. 2 balls, 1 strike. Pitch to May. May hits a base hit to right field. Canigliaro up with it. Versailles around, and he scores the tying run. Coming in to run for May will be Davey Nelson. No outs, runner on first. Game tied, and here's Jose Cardinal. He's 0 for 3 on the day. Strike 1. Inside, ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Ball 1 inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Nobody out. Strike 2, swing and a miss. Culp throws it first. Nelson's back. Cardinal has a fly ball to right. Canigliaro's there. 1 out. Here's Russ Snyder. He's 0 for 3 today. Strike 1. Ball 1 outside. Here's a fastball. It's a base hit up the middle. Smith bobbles it. Nelson takes third. Snyder takes second on the error. Runners on second and third. 1 out. Tony Horton. Horton singled in the first. Sitting 421, 1 home run, 4 runs batted in. Nelson on third represents the go-ahead run. Gibson goes out to talk to Culp. The infield is in. Curveball, strike 1. Fastball, strike 2 called. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners on second and third. Game is tied at 2. Ball 1 outside. Strike 3. Third strikeout for Culp. 2 outs. That's a big one for Culp. Here's Duke Sims. He's 1 for 3 today. He homered in 7th. They're putting him on intentionally. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Here's Vern Fuller. He singled in the 7th. Strike 1. Fouls it back. Strike 2. Ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded, game tied at 2. Ball 2 inside. There's a curveball. Ball 3. Just missed the corner. Strike 3 called. And Culp gets out of a big jam. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error. They leave the bases loaded. And after 8, game is tied at 2. New pitcher for Cleveland is Vicente Romo. He's making his 3rd appearance of the year. He has 2 innings pitched. He's given up 1 hit, walked 2, struck out 3. He has an ERA of 0. In the 9th inning for Boston, it'll be Petrocelli, Yastrzemski, and Canigliaro. Here's Petrocelli. He's 0 for 2. Changeup. It's grounded to short. Brown up with it to first. 1 out. Here's Carl Yastrzemski. He's 1 for 3. He singled in the 6th. It's fly ball to right. Snyder's there. 2 outs. Here's Tony C. He's 0 for 3 today. Now they're calling it back. Pinch hitting will be Joe LaHood. LaHood's hitting 1,000. He is 1 for 1 on the season. It's 2-1 pitch. He singles to right field. He's 2 for 2 as a pinch hitter this year. And they're going to send in Sid O'Brien to run for Joe LaHood. It's Ken Harrelson, the Hawk. He singled on the infield in the 4th inning. Ball 1 inside. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs. O'Brien on first. Hits it center field. Cardinals under it. 3 outs. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 1 left. Going to the bottom of the 9th. Tied at 2. Let's see here. I see. Got confused for a minute. That Canigliaro was in right field. But that is Billy Canigliaro, Tony's younger brother. He is making his major league debut today. In the bottom of the 9th for Cleveland, it will be Jimmy Hall, Larry Brown, and Zoilo Versalles. Jimmy Hall is 0 for 10 on the season, looking for his first hit. Ball 4, that's his 2nd walk of the game. Larry Brown, he's 1 for 3. He singled in the 5th. Here's the first pitch. Playing on the guarding the lines. Hall Takes off for second. Gibson throws it into center field. Hall ends up on third. That'll be a stolen base and an error. With no outs, Jimmy Hall on third. The infield is drawn in, the outfield is drawn in. And here's Larry Brown. He's 1 for 3 today. He singled in the fifth. Jimmy Hall on third, no outs. Hall represents the winning run. Brown hits a fly ball in the left field. Yastrzemski has it at the line. Hall will hold. He's not going to test Yaz's arm. Pinch hitting for Versailles will be Max Elvis. He's 1 for 2 as a pinch hitter this year. He's hitting .500. Infield in, outfield in. 1 out. Jimmy Hall, the winning run on third base. Fastball, strike one. Elvis hits a base hit up the middle. Hall scores. And Cleveland wins the game 3-2. Max Elvis with the game-winning hit. Cleveland, 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors. Boston had 2 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors. Winning pitcher is Vicente Romo. He is 1-0. Losing pitcher Ray Culp. He's 0-2. After Tiant gave up home run in the first inning to Reggie Smith, it developed into a pitcher's duel between Tiant and Culp. Tiant, in 8 innings, gave up 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned on a home run. He walked 1, he struck out 9. Aside from that one pitch, he looked really good today. Ray Culp pitched 8 1/3, gave up 7 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned. He gave up 1 home run to Duke Sims. He walked 4, he struck out 4. Smith homer for Boston in the first. Sims hit a homer for Cleveland in the 7th. Boston left 5, Cleveland left 6. There's reports from the clubhouse that Chuck Hinson and Larry Brown both sustained minor injuries, and they will each be day-to-day. Final score today, Cleveland 3, Boston 2. Cleveland avoids the shutout. And let's see, next weekend. Next weekend, Cleveland will be in Boston, facing the Red Sox again. So once again, the final score today, Cleveland 3, Boston 2. I hope you enjoyed the game, and thanks for watching.